So, here we go.
This is a new one for us.
This is a new approach. I hope it works out.
I'm sure it will.
I hope this is safe.
Also, people never see us, so this is interesting for them.
I know. Do you think this is going to be one of those things where they see us for the first time and they're shocked because they thought my voice was you and your voice was me?
Yeah, oftentimes people meet me and they think I have a man's voice.
Hello, this is Betsy.
Hello, this is Betsy. How can I help you? Yeah, that's how it works.
Well, hello everybody out there in a slightly different format than usual.
We're greeting you today from the roads of Montana.
And as you probably already guessed, I'm Matt.
And I'm Betsy.
And this is Guy Talks.
And Girl Rolls Her Eyes.
The video edition.
Ooh, fancy and different.
So we're on a road trip driving across the great state of Wyoming and now into
Montana.
Great state of Montana. Big sky country all around us.
I'll be honest with you, they look very similar. Had there not been the sign and Matt yelling, "Look, now we're in Montana," I wouldn't have even known.
I like to keep you abreast of the situation.
I appreciate that. And I really enjoy driving through these states because, as you well know, Montana and Wyoming are two of my very favorite states.
And
Most beautiful.
And many times on this trip, you have proclaimed your desire to move here.
I honestly think I could live here. I really could. Open space is just fine with me. Beautiful mountains, friendly people.
There are lovely mountains. There are very few vegetables.
There are no vegetables. We've learned this. Zero.
But if you're a carnivore, you're going to do just fine out here.
Yeah, I mean, you have a whole bag of beef jerky somewhere right around here.
Essential road trip nutrition.
Yeah.
Beef jerky. What's your go-to road trip snack?
My go-to snack at all times in my life, there are two, which you see me eat often. One is popcorn.
Wow.
Harder to do on a road trip, but you can pre-pop it.
Sure.
Or you can buy the stuff at the gas station, but that's not as good with me. And then goldfish crackers.
Ooh, I like goldfish crackers.
I love the whole grain ones. They make them with whole grain now.
Oh, so they're good for you.
Yeah, but I don't understand why but they still sell the other ones. So you have to choose whole grain or the other ones. But I don't understand, they taste the same. Why offer the option?
Do they taste the same? Have you done a side-by-side taste comparison?
I haven't.
Because I suspect there is a slight difference. There are probably some die-hard goldfish purists out there who got really angry when someone tried to secretly slip in some
nutrition.
Yeah, and they were like, "What's this garbage? I thought this was America."
No. Also, let's note on this road trip that we have passed no less than 20 casinos.
There's a lot of casinos out here, and not the kind of casino you think of when you're in like Wisconsin or Minnesota. Not like a big casino that's a destination, like a John's Casino and Family Steakhouse.
Right, that's your favorite one of all of them.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
or the casino and bait and tackle shop that we just passed called Lip Rippers, which
I like that one.
It's really appealing.
I mean, my concern is not that there are so many casinos, it's that there are seemingly more casinos than there are people out here.
Yeah.
So who is going to all of these casinos?
I would assume whoever needs some leeches, or whoever's
steak.
Looking for an upscale steakhouse experience. And these can't be like legit casinos. I'm sure they don't have table games. It's got to be like 3 Cherries slot machines next to the bar, right?
I mean, I think sheep. Oh, look at all the sheep.
They're adorable.
Ooh, that one just fell. Poor sheep. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have not spent a lot of time in casinos in my life. It's not something that I particularly enjoy. So I guess I don't know the level to which roadside casino, the bar to which it should be held.
Well, I think I have spent a lot of time in casinos. We've talked about this.
Yes, right.
There was a season of my life when I spent way too much time in casinos and had to sort of go cold turkey.
I did the same thing with French fries at one point in my life.
Very similar.
That's not even a joke.
So you can understand.
A whole year, I understand the pain and the soul searching that's accompanied with going cold turkey on something as serious as gambling.
So we're talking road trips, and you and I have discussed. We both grew up in families that were not fabulously wealthy, and so the go-to summer vacation was like a 2-week road trip out west or wherever.
Camping.
Yeah, camping road trip.
The Barnages are campers.
As are the mule owners. And I think we both agree that that is a really great family vacation.
My family will do that someday.
Oh yeah.
Assuming I have one. That's the kind of vacations I would like them to take.
Absolutely.
Lots of bonding happens in a car for hours and hours and hours on end.
I totally agree. I will say that the actual road tripping part of it was never something I loved. It's something I put up with because I loved the camping, and what I loved was the moment when we finally pulled over and I got to like scamper up a rock face or like stand next to a little stream and like throw rocks in it or whatever. Were you one of those people that always tried to skip rocks? Oh yeah, I know.
So you'd look for the flattest rock you could find.
But I was terrible.
I can to this day still cannot do it. I was so jealous of my brother.
Oh yeah.
He got it down.
Yeah,
you gotta flick it with your wrist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh look, baby cow's running. Oh hi, baby cow.
This is the other great thing about road trips. Well, road trips in certain parts of the country. It's fun to like, oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. You won't have that experience I found in 80% of South Dakota and 90% of Montana.
No, but no, that's not true. We're in Montana right now and it's beautiful.
I know, but we're on the side of Montana where there's things.
No,
like where there's elevation change and humans. But there's like 80%, like when you come from the North Dakota side, and just drive across Montana.
Oh yeah, that's true. I guess
which we did.
There is a bunch of Montana to the east of us.
It's like 7 hours of nothing.
Yeah.
It's like if you took Nebraska, most of Nebraska, and just replicated it, one chunk of Nebraska after another.
Yeah,
Hey, look, more Nebraska.
So in that case, you yell out like, "Hey, a tree! I found one!"
If you're like once an hour, you're like, "Look at that! What? Oh, it's a small oak tree." Thrilling.
But it's there.
It is there. But this part of Montana is beautiful. There's majestic ridges and box canyons that we drove through and cool rivers. And
a man randomly just driving off the side of the road over there?
Taking his truck just into the grass.
Like it's just a normal day.
No big deal. He's a farmer.
He just does that.
So those parts of road trips are cool. The interesting parts. But I had some, we always went out west, and so when you're going out west from Minnesota, there are there are these long stretches where, for hours you're seeing nothing and doing nothing.
And then you see like the Corn Palace.
Yeah, and then you actually get excited about that because you're like, oh my god, a thing to do.
A thing.
Let's totally go.
With corn glued to the side of it.
The Corn Palace. What a terrible tourist attraction.
I fell for it every time. I was excited.
Oh yeah, we went.
It was pretty.
I guess the corn maze was okay.
Yeah.
But really kind of an embarrassing.
But then you just you're so close to Wall Drug, you have something to hold on to. It's coming. You know it because we actually passed a sign out here.
Yeah.
It was like Wall Drug, 500 miles or something.
Yeah. Yeah, the Wall Drug experience is pretty special.
It's the marketing that's special.
Free ice water.
Which.
Really nice.
I mean, for those folks that are paying for it,
generous.
You are getting robbed.
Why didn't you just drive a little further?
Why didn't you just drive a little further and get some free ice water?
Sucker. Road trip snacks now for me are, well, I have my go-to but you can only really get them in Wisconsin and Minnesota. And those are the packs, the vacuum packs of beef sticks and cheese sticks together. From like a local farm, maybe. So I didn't know these existed until we became friends, and I now also really love them. They're wonderful.
And people really, the first time they're with me in a car and we are going through Wisconsin or Minnesota, and I stop at a gas station because that's where you buy them.
You need snacks.
And I'm looking for cheese sticks at the gas station. You get looks.
Yeah.
Like, wait, what did you just say?
Because if you try to find these in like New Jersey,
no,
they don't exist.
I looked for them here.
They got a lot of Slim Jims because that's that is New Jersey nutrition. Yeah. Basically. Yeah. Just aggressively slamming on New Jersey, unapologetically.
Right.
Gross. You can't get those in other states, or even out here. I mean, we found cheese sticks and we found beef jerky, but they don't have my go-to beef stick cheese stick combo.
No, they don't.
Which is wonderful.
They don't.
Back in the day, we used to have amazing road trip snacks because my mom would pack like the huge red Coleman cooler.
Yeah.
You know, like the metal one with the little spigot on the side to let the ice juice out, which is also known as water.
Actually.
Yep.
It's free too.
Free ice water.
You could sell that at Wall Drug out in the parking lot.
For nothing.
For nothing. Make $0.
But my mom would always pack tons of snacks. We had all kinds of good stuff, like grapes and whatnot. But what I remember once on a road trip, very long road trip, I think our road trip to Montana, in fact, my best friend Jeff got to come along. And one of the things that we did was midway into the road trip, we stopped at a grocery store and we bought like 2 pounds of fresh Bing cherries because cherries were in season.
So delicious.
And we love cherries. But Jeff and I ate the whole bag like before we stopped for the night because we were just so into them and we were just eating them like crazy. And we both got so sick because we each consumed roughly a pound of cherries. And let me just say,
that's a lot for one's digestive system.
It was a good thing that we were staying at a campground that was only slightly rustic. It had full plumbing.
Good.
Which was helpful.
Yeah, especially for everybody else staying there.
Yeah.
A stop sign.
I think we're gonna turn left here. Should we just guess? Since we're using my phone.
We should guess because
to film.
We should definitely go left.
I like it.
I'm pretty sure we didn't come from that way.
I like the confidence with which you made that decision.
I actually remember a lot. Like, I have a pretty good geographic mind.
Do you? That's good because...
Maybe you didn't remember when we got to Cody, Wyoming. I knew exactly where we were.
You totally did.
I did not need you to pull up your phone.
That's really impressive to me because I have no ability to do that. So, like,
That's true.
I can't go on a road trip without... GPS. And back in the day, like, I was the one who was constantly looking at our big U.S. road atlas and trying to figure out where the heck we were and very confused. Like, I always had to just end up handing it to my sister or whatever. And now, like, I can figure it out. I'm not an idiot. But it's just really tough for me. I don't have a natural directional sense.
I was the person in the car because my dad was always driving. I was the person who always read the map. Because my mom could read the map, but... You know, it's not I don't know. Maybe I'm just a nerd and I just really like to read them.
Yeah,
I always had the atlas as well.
There's something innate in people, though. Like my mother-in-law is one of these people who you can blindfold her, spin her around in a circle, and ask her which way is north, and she knows.
Did she do this?
No. Although that wouldn't make any sense.
Well.
But if people did that all the time, it would fool me. I'd be like, oh, I guess that's...
I feel like that's a thing.
I guess that's what you do.
Why?
Because the wind will always blow from the north, or what?
Well, maybe it's just like, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't make sense now that I'm thinking about it.
Like the water on your finger will be magnetized and pulled towards the north.
Maybe.
It might happen.
Yeah.
Hey, another casino.
Oh,
Honest Tom's Casino.
This is Honest Tom's Casino, though, so you know you're not getting ripped off there.
It's the casino that I would choose.
It also has a carved bench with his logo in it.
Until I saw the Bridger Cafe and Casino.
Or the Dry Creek Saloon
and Casino.
Oh, that's a good one.
There's so many choices.
Where am I going to go?
Well, I think
I'm probably going to go to the Buckeye Bar and Casino.
Buckeye Bar and Casino Family Steakhouse. There it is.
There it is.
We found it.
Oh, they have ice cream.
Oh, they do.
I don't know anybody that says no to ice cream.
I don't say no to ice cream.
When casino is also in the title.
Ever. Even when I've already eaten 8 mini donuts, I still want ice cream.
Which you did just yesterday.
Yeah. So, were you a family that played road trip games?
Yeah.
Like
the license plate
keep the kids involved, distracted road trip games?
Yeah, license plate. Like,
what was your favorite of those games?
I Spy.
I Spy.
I Spy, yeah.
That's a good one.
Now out here it's hard because you're going to say like I spy something green. Good news, everything is green. So if you call out any other color, it's pretty immediate that someone's going to guess it correctly. What did you like?
We played a lot of different games, but my favorite was probably 20 Questions. I'm a big fan of 20 Questions. And mostly because I was like a huge nerd, so mine would always be like,
I like
Streptococcus paramecium.
I like how you made that past tense.
Okay, well.
Because I was a huge nerd.
Yeah.
I mean.
Also, at that time.
People can see you now.
I know. So I would always pick some like obscure science nerd thing that no one in the car had even knew existed. So they would just get fed up with me, basically.
And quit.
Yeah.
Your mom would like throw the map down.
She's like, we are done with this game. You just sit quietly for the rest of the trip.
Put your Walkman back on.
Walkman. Yeah.
I always loved.
You remember bringing my Discman on later road trips?
Your Walkman or your Discman?
With the skip protection, so we could set it on the dashboard.
Well, or you could just hold it in the back seat so you and your sister didn't have to listen to the same thing.
Yeah.
But the problem is, so we had we had a large Caprice Classic back in the day.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a boat. And so we would all sit in the back seat next to one another, obviously, and we'd all have our headphones on, but they weren't like earbuds. They were like legit,
fat
like
ones,
like the fat ones with the foam,
fluffy foam,
which you could hear. Whoever you're sitting next to,
just blasting out.
You could hear the music. So then you had to turn yours up louder. So my poor parents in the front seat were just listening to like just terrible racket from the back because all three of us are like
a cacophony.
Yeah, you know, like I'm going Billy Ray Cyrus.
Mm.
My sister's going like Ace of Base.
Yes.
My brother's going like Megadeth.
Awesome.
You've really got the spectrum.
What a lovely blend.
Yeah.
That sounds like
my parents
really
were lucky
well
people
together.
in so many ways.
Yeah.
And still are.
During those days, I was a very lucky kid because my mom would often. First of all, my dad would not come on most of these.
Oh.
For a variety of reasons. One, it was hard for him to take that much time off work.
Okay.
And two, he was not actually a fan of camping or road trips. So.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't really his thing.
Yeah. But my mom, on the other hand, was super into this. So it would often be my mom, me, my sister, and then we would each get to bring a friend.
Oh, your poor mother.
Oh, right. What a saint.
For real.
Right? So my best friend Jeff would come with me all the time. Rachel only occasionally asked a friend to come with. She would often go solo because she's always been pretty independent.
Yeah. And she had your mom to hang out with.
Yeah, and she had my mom. And this was preteen Rachel when she still got along with my mom.
Right.
And she gets along with my mom again.
Right.
But
right.
we've discussed this. There's this chunk of time.
Oh yeah. Once you hit 13, girls and their moms are not allowed to get along.
Right.
It's a rule.
Yeah, it's like a law of nature.
Yeah, everything that goes wrong in your life is your mother's fault.
Right, and she doesn't understand.
And she does not understand because she has never been younger than the age she is at that moment.
Yeah.
She did not grow up.
Definitely.
Right.
So we got to do all this cool stuff together as a team, which was really neat.
As a team or as a family?
Well,
is your
family plus my friend.
Okay.
So it was like a team. It was like a team event. So that was really cool. And so we would, at the time, both Jeff and I were really into like alternative rock. So we were listening to a lot of Nirvana and Pearl Jam and Red Hot Chili Peppers and Weezer. We listened to the Weezer Blue album.
Who didn't?
Non-stop.
I'll still listen to that.
So good.
Can I ask a question about your car? Now that I know it was you and your friend, both like 13 years old.
Yeah.
Did it smell in the car? Historically, 13-year-old boys not smelling great.
No, we were terrible.
Smelling a little bit like a locker room.
Plus we were camping, so we weren't like showering regularly. It was rank in there.
Your mom really was a saint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time. Actually, the first time I ever drove was on the freeway going across, I want to say Montana, it may have been Colorado. I was 14 years old.
Oh, that's illegal.
And my mom just said, hey, this is a great spot to learn to drive because it's just basically a straight shot 4-lane freeway for the next 350 miles. So, don't
hit anything.
Don't turn.
Please don't turn.
And don't kill us. Which was exciting. And somehow my mom slept through a chunk of it. Like she went in the back and took a nap.
Now that seems a little questionable. Oh, there's the Tomahawk Casino and restaurant.
Like I think back about some of that stuff and I think, I wonder if she told my dad.
Well, probably she didn't because they're still happily married. So probably.
Well, he knows now. He's part of our global audience.
Is he?
I doubt it.
Yeah. I doubt my dad is either.
But it's out there in the public, for public consumption.
I believe if my dad really did ever listen to our podcast, he for sure would have to give me feedback of some sort. It would not. It's out of his character to listen to 8 or 9 episodes of something and not at some point be like, all right, here's what I think.
Here's a couple tips.
Here's a couple. Next time, this is what you should do.
Here's how you can clean this up.
Yeah.
Clean it up in post, Bets.
Go ahead and clean that up in post. Which, as we all know, I still don't know what that means. Look at that sign. What does that say?
I don't know. What that
Welcome, Spirit.
Welcome,
Falcon Spirit.
Falcon Spirit. Oh, must be
Falcon
the local.
Spirit. Must be the local high school.
Nice. The reason Betsy had a hard time reading that is because it was printed in spray paint on the side of bales of hay.
Yes, they were a little bit dilapidated.
Yeah. It's like there's been some heavy rain lately.
There's been some rain lately.
Falcon Pride is deteriorating a bit.
Yeah.
Betsy, have you done road trips as a, not just say not adult, but like without your parents driving, where like you and your friends went on a road trip together?
Well, I often go up north.
Okay.
And so to get up to Phelps, that's, you know, when I was still in Illinois, I mean, that's a good 6 hours. So not an overnight road trip. I mean, I had a destination in mind, but yes, lots of times. Oh, I've driven to Nashville with my friends before.
That's a good long road trip.
Yeah. Oh, I drove to Sparta, Illinois. I know what you're thinking. I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
And for good reason. It's a great town with lots of really friendly people, but it is very small and in very southern Illinois. Yeah.
So Nashville's a good long road trip. I actually have done. We went to Memphis. We did a road trip to Memphis, but probably a similar route.
Yes,
from
slightly
up
shorter
north.
than Memphis.
Did you stop at that one restaurant where they throw the buns? The
At DeBevick's?
No. It's the original place that they did this, but it's like a huge restaurant. And they throw fresh baked dinner rolls all around.
No.
And it's wonderful. Anyway.
But you know where I do love to stop on a good road trip? The Waffle House.
Oh, yes.
I love Waffle House.
Ring the bell.
Ding for that.
Ding.
I do love some Waffle House.
Yeah.
And I don't need it at like 2 o'clock in the morning when some people need it. Like I would eat it any time of day.
Sure. It's the Waffle House experience.
It is.
It's not about the food, although I do like the scattered, smothered, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, like the Greasy Spoon diner food. I'm all about that. But it's the experience. We used to go to the Waffle House down in South Carolina when my aforementioned friend Jeff moved down there.
Is it aforementioned or aforementioned?
I'm going to go with my version.
Aforementioned?
Yeah.
You also say aunt, though, instead of aunt.
I do say aunt, which is correct.
Well, again, I don't know if it's correct or if it's just the way you prefer to say it.
Well, that makes it correct.
Of course it does.
In my world.
How silly am I?
So, the Waffle House is south of... The Waffle Houses get to be a better experience the further south you go.
Yeah, that's true.
Like a Waffle House in southern Illinois is not going to be the Waffle House experience
that it is in Georgia.
Right. Which is what I want. I want a woman behind the counter who has clearly been working at Waffle House for most of her adult life. I want her to be older than my parents. I want her to call me hun, sweetie, or darling. Mm-hmm. And I want her to look offended when I choose not to have the grits included in my meal. I want her to be upset.
As our friend Latrell would say, she'll shut you down, but she'll shut you down with a smile.
That's right. That's the experience I wanted at the Waffle House.
Yeah.
Sweet disdain. Mm-hmm. Yeah. With
a little bit of sass.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. So it's a very different experience road tripping with your friends.
Yes.
I'm a fan. We did some great road trips. The music tends to be a lot louder. The windows tend to stay down all the time. We stayed in much crappier places because we were broke.
Yes.
So like you're cramming a bunch of dudes in a small motel room and like sneaking them in after you check in.
It's a motel, not a hotel.
Yeah, definitely a motel.
Definitely a motel. Yeah.
We had some experiences. My friends Jeff and Chris and I took a road trip from South Carolina. We flew down to see Jeff, and then we took a road trip up to Daytona Beach.
You went up to Daytona Beach?
Or down, or
you gotta go down.
Out to Daytona Beach.
No, you gotta go down because Daytona Beach is in Florida.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe
So geography says that's south.
Are there multiple Daytona beaches?
No, there's a Hilton Head, South Carolina.
No, that's not it. All right. Anyway.
It doesn't matter.
It really doesn't. But what we didn't know, we were thinking, okay, crazy boys trip, like let's go get rowdy at the beach for the weekend. we had not done any research about this, so what we didn't know was that, and we didn't realize this till we got there, was that it was Black Biker Weekend. Which means,
what does that mean?
What it means is that this is a huge annual event where several thousand African American motorcycle aficionados roll into town, and these are like the Japanese motorcycles for the most part, like the katanas and the ninjas and the whatever.
Right.
And there's thousands and thousands of them. And what it also means is that every hotel in the city is booked solid. So we roll in planning for like a crazy guys weekend. When we get there and we're like, what do you want to do?
Well, you could have had a crazy weekend.
We did. We stayed. And we were very out of place and got a lot of attention.
Not always a bad thing.
No, it was...
Make new friends, but keep the old.
It was...
One is silver, the other's gold. There's your Girl Scout song for this episode.
Wow.
I don't know where that just came from.
I thought I was the one who was going to sing in every episode.
I didn't sing.
Okay. Close enough. So we had an amazing time. And we actually made friends who helped us get a hotel room. And it was an insane weekend. It was really awesome.
Did you ride a motorcycle?
We did not, but we did have a lot of conversations with, I'm going to call them larger women, sitting on the back of motorcycles, who would often catcall us over their boyfriends' shoulders because we were three skinny white boys walking around in the middle of Black Biker Weekend, and they found that to be really entertaining.
I also would have found that to be really entertaining.
It really was. It was wonderful.
Well, I am so glad for you. I have no experience to match that, and I'm not terribly upset about that.
Betsy, we're coming up on another turn. Do you have any idea where you'd like to go now?
Like to veer to the right, please.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, veer to the right.
I like it.
And so that way we can pass the Rockvale Restaurant and Casino.
Look at all of...
Fort Rockdale. I'm sorry.
Fort Rockdale.
Ooh, look at that statue out front.
And look at that tiny, tiny Ferris wheel.
And a Ferris wheel.
That is adorable.
That's just thoughtful.
We are road tripping really effectively.
We really are. We have no idea if we're going in the right direction, of course.
That sign says Billings. We're winning.
We're totally winning.
Yes. This is great.
What's your favorite road trip song?
If I'm alone in the car.
Okay.
Going on a long drive.
Like you're driving to Minneapolis or something by yourself.
Yeah. And if the weather's good and I can roll the windows down, like my crank it up, windows down road trip song is a song called Open Road Song by a band called Eve 6. I think it was Eve 6.
Who doesn't love a little Eve 6?
Is that right? Is it Eve 6 that did
that
song?
is a band, but I have no idea what song that is.
I think it was Eve 6. It's either that or Harvey Danger. I always forget.
Okay. All right.
But it's called Open Road Song, and it is wonderful. You do not need a lot of range to sing it at the top of your voice.
Okay.
And it literally is about a road trip. It's about driving in a piece of junk car as fast as it can go with the windows down the freeway at night, and it's a great song.
I know. I'm not familiar. I'll have to look it up.
Check it out. What about you? What's yours?
Oh, easy. Pat Benatar, Hit Me With Your Best Shot. That's my theme song for every facet of life.
Fire away.
Just fire away. You know? I mean, that Pat, she really gets me. She really gets me here.
She feels you.
Yeah, she does.
I will say now, as a more mature gentleman.
You really like to refer to yourself as a gentleman. I've noticed this recently.
It's just branding.
You're just trying to convince everyone else you're a gentleman?
Put it out there in the world.
Okay.
Now I don't listen to a lot of music on road trips. I pass the time with podcasts and audiobooks and NPR. It's all talk all the time.
Huh. Well,
I think it's only fair that we admit right now, in full transparency.
Oh, I don't want to do this. This makes me feel
that
awkward.
We, on this road trip, did literally just listen to our own podcast.
And I told you when we were listening to it that I felt really awkward about it. That we were in a car listening to ourselves talk.
It was a quality check.
It was
Make sure it was edited properly.
And it is really entertaining to me that when you say things on the podcast, you're sitting next to me in the car, and I look over and I literally say, what I will then say in like 4 more seconds, but I don't have any, I don't
right,
remember
you don't remember
saying
what you said when we recorded.
No. But my thoughts are still the same when I re-listen to it.
It's exactly the same thing that you were thinking in the moment.
Yeah.
That happened like 4 times.
That's authentic.
It is.
That's how you know it's authentic.
That's how you know that you're getting the real Betsy.
This is the real Betsy.
100% uncut, unfiltered, undiluted Betsy. Pure.
This is who I am. If there's any question.
100% pure Colombian Betsy.
You know, except that I'm not Colombian.
That's right.
100% pure Illini.
There you go.
Yeah. / some Wisconsin.
So I think
seeped in at this point.
I think what we have come to an understanding about it is that road trips are not just the vacation option of choice because you have too many kids to buy airplane tickets.
Right.
But that they have their own innate value.
It gives you an appreciation for this country.
That's right. You get to see a lot of things.
You get to see lots of things. Did that just crack your windshield?
It might have. I think that might have been a bug that actually detonated on the windshield.
Huh.
That is a large bug splatter.
That's a large bug splatter.
That is gory. That's like a rated R bug splatter.
Huh. We might need to get that taken care of. Mostly because it's directly in my line of sight.
I think this is as good a time as any to wrap it up. What do you think? We'll just end on that note.
Yeah.
Once again, this has been Guy Talks.
Girl rolls her eyes.